Hello and welcome to this best of 3 series between ScrambledEggSpecial and Berserk. This is the semi-final matchup. Just a reminder, the other semi-finals basically got forfeited by Samurai, sadly, because of the lag that he had with his opponent, and there was no way to fix it. We tried, so unfortunately, Samurai had to drop due to multiple opponents lagging against him, and he's from Asia, so it does, because of the lack of servers from the side of CA, it does kind of make sense. Again, be sure to like and subscribe for more games. Let's get into it, into this great second game with a classic matchup between Tzeentch and Norsca. So usually this was previously, at least, a really favored matchup for the side of Tzeentch. Just because they had such overwhelming force in the air, and they could just spell kite to infinity. But with the advent of chimeras, I feel like that this matchup has kind of shifted, or at least it's like more even now than it was previously. Especially with like Dreadmaw and Chimera combined, I feel like you can contest the air. And from the side of Egg, we have a great spell kiting build with Blue Fire, Harmonic Convergence. So what he wants to do, and then also Firestorm. So what he wants to do is have the Doom Knights duel something in the air or land onto something with the charge, get Harmonic Convergence, take 0 damage, and then dip. And then he's going to be spamming until the cows come home when it comes to Blue Fire to potentially snipe the Lord, which is Sail, which is just a battery in this game, which is so sad for him. Or he wants to pop the Tzeentch's Firestorms along with the Gazes of Fate to absolutely karate chop any type of unit. So literally a Firestorm kills any unit in this game. Be it Khorne, be it Dowie, drop a Firestorm undercasted on it, it's gonna die. It is just how the vortexes work. And we also see a double Changebringer start, which is crazy. So he has something to defend the Changebringers and then Changebringers to cook. He also loves doing this into Chowie, and I love the style. We also see just a Marauder for some capture rate. On the side of Berserk, we see Mass Horseman opening, which is a good counter, because he needs to skirmish their air game, basically. He needs to have something to defend himself from a start like this. And he also sees the Chimera, so Chimera again to duel everything in the air. Other than this, we just see a couple of wolves and a couple of bearmen, which is the usual. We also see Sail basically hiding behind the tree. So he literally put him behind the tree to just save him. And he's gonna be there to just cast his backstabbing sorcery and be a battery for the actual wizard that does come in, which is sad but understandable, because you just don't want your Lord sniped. This is so goofy, like him standing in the corner, basically in his little hotel chair, watching the others fight his battle for him. So we see Scroll of Destiny being popped, that just means more WOM. And this is definitely a blunder from the side of Berserk, like throwing away entirely a Riders of the Mighty Serpent at the start, just by having Kairos fly into them. Not even throwing... Oh, it was a Gaze of Fate. I did not notice. Okay, never mind. Then that wasn't too much of a mistake. It was just a Gaze of Fate absolutely destroying these Riders of the Mighty Serpent. They shatter. Oh my god, that's crazy. Though, on this side, he also kind of chases off a Marauder Horseman, which is super impressive. If he were to follow this Horseman and actually chase it off, that would be MVP, but he's afraid of his models of the Doom Knights getting stuck, so he actually goes the other way. He was like very forced to go there. The other double Changebringers cooking the Marauder Bearman. This is very good. Also, the Marauder just standing on the objective, trying to help him hold it. This is a very good start for the side of Egg. Though there is plenty more where Norsca comes from, so they're gonna send more people with just underwear to chase down the crazy marauders from the other side of the planet and the other monogod. But we will see how much the Changebringers can actually carry it. It really does depend on what Egg has to summon. And he actually summons a Knights of Immolation here. Damn. He's going all in with triple Doom Knight. I don't know if in Domination you actually do take damage. Damn. Very nice cooking of the Dreadmaw. I feel like if you don't have an infantry unit on the ground, you start taking the morale damage in Domination, I feel like. I don't remember, though. This is also a good duel with killing potentially the Bloodshrek Chimera. Definitely should get Kairos out of this fight because Kairos is a garbage fighter compared to stuff like Sartorial. And he's kind of getting bullied with Egg is not properly looking on where he needs to micro Kairos. No, yeah. Okay, good. So he notices the angle that the Chimera was attacking him from, and he unfortunately lost more damage, and he actually had to pop a Gaze of Fate because of it. That is so unfortunate. Oh, he actually pops the Gaze of Fate to combo the Chimera. That is a good play, actually. Never mind, I was mistaken. If he pops... Oh, yeah, also a Blue Fire. Blue Fire was kind of too close to Kairos to properly connect. But him cooking the Chimera can be a game-winning play. He does instantly lose the Knights of Immolation, though, on the charge here, because they were charged by the Kurgan Horsemen, but the Chimera seems to be offline. And as long as he gets Kairos into the air here, he's going to be just fine. We also see Exalted Pinks. What the hell is this army? Exalted Pinks and Pinks coming out. The problem is that the Changebringers really need to start cooking these Kurgan Horsemen. This is a mistake. Like, Kurgan Horsemen have AP, they have great charge, they're killing all of your Doom Knights, and your Doom Knights are the main carries here. Kairos does also seem to be in a bit of trouble here, so he needs to be just microed away to go into the air. And nice cooking of the Marauder Horseman as well here. From the side of Egg, he kind of is in a smaller, I'd say in relatively okay shape, not the best, just because of the objectives, but he is definitely on a timer, especially with one of the Changebringers losing all of its ammo, and kind of losing 2 out of the 3 Doom Knights are already offline, and he can't resummon them properly very fast. The problem also is that you have 2 Bearmen chasing Exalted Pinks. Like, these Changebringers need to help you cook this blob right here to alleviate pressure, and so that your Pinks can actually do something. Because as it stands, even though he has like super elite stuff coming in, like the Exalted Pinks and the Pinks, they can't kill the Bearmen fast enough for it to be worth it. And it is definitely going to become a problem, because also Bearmen have shields, they have 45 armor, these guys have very little armor piercing, so even though they can just pew 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 all day long, the problem is that Bearmen have so much HP that it kind of doesn't matter. Smartly, I think, Egg is trying to prioritize the things that can cook his air, which is like the Horsemen, but he definitely needs to waste some ammo into the Bearmen, and he's probably going to try to wait for a next summon, which is going to be another Changebringer. Like, he's going to bring back a Changebringer. And yeah, he just wants to defend himself from stuff like the Horsemen. He's afraid of actually losing the Changebringers, which is an unfortunate thing, but he does have enough firepower to now start cooking a Bearman unit or 2. The problem is these Doom Knights, man. These Doom Knights really need to be unsummoned, just so that they're back into the pool and that they can start helping out the rest. And there's more Pinks. Man, what an interesting army by Egg. So he's going to set up just infinite crossfires. These guys have so much ammo too. 20 is way enough to deal with stuff like this. The problem is objectives, right? Even though it says that Egg is kind of in the lead when it comes to the actual army, the problem is, how is he going to get onto objectives when there's Bearmen in front of him? And he's already 700 behind, compared to 130 that he currently has. That is definitely a problem. Very nice Tzeentch's Firestorm, cooking the dogs. So dogs are a threat just because of Frostbite and because of their high weapon strength. So even if they don't have too much AP, if they charge, they're going to slow down something. And when they slow down something, it's going to be a problem. Very nice also usage from the side of Berserk when it comes to the Worm. Worm being super annoying, just but it isn't doing any damage. It is just being super annoying into the Pinks and just tar pitting them here. Pink Horrors also aren't the greatest fighters. Like 22, 26 isn't the greatest. Exalteds though, they can tango. Like 38, 30 is definitely on the literal level of a Bearman, so they can just keep there and be totally fine. Unfortunate thing here is he does catch one of the Kurgans, but there were bonus Kurgans and Marauder Horsemen to support, and now he has lost his air superiority, which means that As long as, yeah, as long as the side of Berserk just keeps spamming out Bearmen and just shoving them onto the objectives, I don't see a real way for Egg to come back into this game with just capture weight. He can kill as many of these Bearmen and as many of these other infantry units or like cavalry units that he wants, but he's never going to get onto the objectives just because there's so much HP and so much annoying potential. And, oh, unfortunate. Right, clicked at the right time. So it does end up being a 2-0 for the side of Berserk. Very well played. Berserk advances into the finals to face attack speed. And let's look at some value. Damn, Kairos being a not very good lord. Unfortunate. 1,000 only on him, even with using all 3 gazes of fate. That is really underperforming when it comes to Kairos. For the side of the Doom Knights, they did relatively okay, but they were kind of difficult. They're very difficult to micro into what basically Berserk has as an army, because you're constantly afraid of wolves, you're constantly afraid of Kurgan horsemen being charged into you, and so on. When it comes to the Changebringers, they were the ones that potentially could have carried here. It was just too difficult. There were too many things happening at the same time, and the map was also too small for there to be potential for like Egg to go on to, let's say, one objective, and then to have that one objective be like his anchor point where he's not going to bleed out while he farms value with stuff like Changebringers and Doom Knights to pick off his opponent. And yeah, unfortunately, just the Exalted Pinks and the Pinks just didn't have enough time to get their value, and the other Doom Knight kind of did get thrown into the trash can with a massive surround there. So unfortunate, but it is what it is. There are games like that indeed. Nothing too special when it comes to performance, unless you're like a Kurgan Horseman. Kurgan Horseman, this is great, because these guys were the ones that actually carried. They were the ones that killed the Doom Knights, that dropped the air superiority from the side of Egg, and that is how basically Berserk won. And also quite the short map. Very well played to both players. Congratulations to Berserk to advancing to the finals, and I'll see you guys in the finals. Oh, right. If you're interested in joining the multiplayer domination community, hit us up on the RTK Discord and check out the RTK Total War channel. Links in the description. Almost forgot that one. See you in the next game.